Philemon 18. I, Paul, write this with my own hand. I will repay it, to say nothing of you owing me, even your own self. So again, Paul's talking to Philemon here, and he's telling him that he's going to repay, that he himself, that he's taken, he didn't even have somebody else write this for him. He wrote this letter himself to Philemon, because it was pretty normal back in the day for somebody else to be your scribe. But Paul wrote this down. And there's a few times where Paul tells us that he writes it down, but this is one of them. And he tells us that, hey, I am taking responsibility for Onesimus's actions. I will repay it. I'm going to take care of that. But then he reminds Philemon that Philemon owes Paul something big too, because Paul's the one who led Philemon to Christ. And so it reminds me of the rich ruler, that there was a man who owed a ruler, it was, he owed him so much that it was going to take like 10,000 years to repay. Is a parable that Jesus taught. And so he was forgiven. Like there was no way that the guy was ever going to be repaid. Impossible. But then the man who was forgiven, he went to somebody who owed him a bunch. I mean, it wasn't like nothing. Like people have said it as a pittance, but no, it was not. He owed him it was almost a year's worth of money. So we're talking tens of thousands of dollars in modern times. And he's like, hey, you need to repay me. And so when when we find out that the ruler actually finds out about this, he's like, nah, you can't be doing that. It's like, I forgave you so much. And we're reminded that this is how the Lord is. And so think of Paul as acting, he's acting like a little Christ right here. And he's saying, hey, yeah, this is a big deal. It needs to be forgiven and it needs to be paid for. Sin must be paid for. It's paid for by the blood of Christ. But then Paul, he's reminding Philemon that he too owes something. So we need to keep that in perspective. When we forgive others and we need to be forgiven, keep that in perspective. All right, so we'll see you around.